Hi, my name is Matt. I am a volunteer here at the Discovery. I am a research historian on 19th and early 20th century Dundee maritime history. And part of my research has been looking into the Arctic whaling trade. Towards the end of the 19th century, Dundee was the world's Arctic emporium, bringing in all kinds of whale oil and polar animals like narwhal and beluga, polar bear, and other types of animals. And you can even see a little bit of that memorial on High Street with the polar bear chasing the tailor who's carrying the roll of cloth. So the whaling trade was centered in Dundee since 1750s, and it was essential to the city in order to support the textile industry. Jute manufacturing would actually take bales of jute and batch them into a solution that included whale oil so that they could process the fibers through the machinery. So the whaling trade actually supported very directly the industry further into town. There are a number of very interesting figures who were in the whaling trade, and I am particularly interested in some of the regular seafarers and sailors who participated. One of those young men was Thomas Cosgrove, and in many ways he really exemplifies maritime history in Dundee in microcosm, because as a young man he was sentenced to the Mars training ship. Later in his life, he would serve on the whaling ships, including the Active, and then under Henry Mackay on the Terra Nova. In 1904, he would rejoin Henry Mackay and go on the Terra Nova back down south to rescue Commander Robert Falcon Scott. He would later go to sea during the war on a merchant vessel and participate in combat in the Pacific. He would also work for the DP&L for about 7 years before finally taking his last job, basically serving as a helmsman on the Tay ferries. So Dundee's whaling history has so many great stories to tell. One of them involves a man named Mr. John Woods, who was a general dealer of merchandise and foods here in Dundee. And in 1878, he purchased 2 live polar bears that the whalers had brought back. And he kept them on High Street, just in a cellar just near the Overgate. And on a given day, he had them on a cart, wheeling them down towards where St. Paul's is now on High Street and Commercial Street. He was going to charge people to view them. But on the way, his cart tipped and the cage fell over and one of the bears escaped and ran into Mr. Jameson's tailor shop over by the British Hotel. So that's why we have the little statue on High Street today. By the way, Mr. John Woods was the same character who purchased the Tay whale in 1884 and put it up for exhibit over on Victoria Dock. So he was quite a charming guy. And of course, you can see the whale at McManus even today.